everybody, and thank you for joining us. As you can see, we have Mik and Starla from Our Family Plays Games. Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
So listen, Mik and Starla, first of all, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you guys from?
We're from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes.
Yes.
We're in the Midwest.
The heartland.
Always been from there, or you?
No, we're native Texans. We've been all over. We've been in Washington, and now we're in Omaha. So we've traveled a bit.
Oh, very nice.
Native Houstonians.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you miss Texas at all?
No.
No. We grew up there. We're glad to be away.
It's hot. It's hot.
It is.
And lots of bugs.
A lot of bugs.
Lots of bugs.
Oh, that's very, very good. And so you've been in Omaha, or it is Omaha, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Omaha, Nebraska, for about a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a year.
Oh, you're recent up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good, very good. So let's talk about the gaming a little bit. So I see you have a whole bunch of games behind you. And
Yeah.
your show is fantastic, by the way. You guys
Thank you.
really good. So tell me a little bit. Let me just start with you, Starla. I'd like to get each one of you. So Starla, ever since, like, say you were a little girl, if you could just tell me kind of like your life in gaming.
Well, I mean, I tell the story a lot on our YouTube channel. You know, I played games all my life. My family played games. Now, we always would do board games at Christmas and, different family gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up playing cards and dominoes and checkers and all that stuff. So we've always played games in our household. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. And how about you, Mik?
Well, when I was a little kid, I loved games. And even though, I'm from a single parent household, my mother didn't play with me too much, so I had to kind of do solo playing a little bit and kind of make it up as I went along. But she bought me some games, and I'm an 80s kid, so I played these great games called Bermuda Triangle, King Kong. It was really cool little games back then. And one time I went into this bookstore called Walton Books. That's a long time ago, before Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
And I saw this game on the shelf from Avalon Hill called Submarine, where you took command of a German submarine and went after British shipping lanes. And I asked my mom, I said, can you buy that for me? I want to buy that because I'm into World War II history and stuff. And she said, what? She said, you want that? I'm like, yeah. She said, I can't play that with you, but I said, I want it anyway. And she bought it, and I could play solo with it. So I had a good time, and that was kind of like my start. And then when I got to middle school, I started playing D&D. And college, I played some more D&D and a little bit of Star Wars RPG. And then after that, I kind of fell out of it until I met Starla.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So now we can pick it up at a different point. So you said you met Starla, so then we came to another phase in your gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your first entree into the world of like this Euro game world?
Well, we started first. We have to go back to after we got married, and we had Grant.
Yes.
And so as Grant was a little child, we started playing games with him, and we're playing the same games that we played as kids.
Yeah.
So we still had Monopoly and Sorry and Scrabble. And so we're like, there's got to be
something else.
Something else.
Yeah.
This is it. This games are 35, 40 years old. What is the problem? So Mik started looking for other stuff for us to play because we did like playing games as a family, but we were tired of playing the same stuff. How many times can you play Connect Fours?
Exactly.
And then I went and I found Forbidden. I just was looking at board games, and I found Forbidden Island. I said, "Oh, I'm going to buy that because it wasn't too expensive." And I saw Catan. I said, "Oh, that's a little bit expensive. So let me just buy, Forbidden Island. Try that out with Starla. Found out Starla don't like co-op games. You don't like co-op games." So,
it's funny. It's funny you say that, Mik, because my wife is the same way. She can't wrap around her head that she wants to just beat me, right? Like,
yes. Same here. And so we had to get rid of Forbidden Island, and then I got Catan, and Starla could realize, wait a minute, this is a little competition here. And so we started playing, Catan, and that's what just blew the doors open.
Yeah, because Catan was a mind blower for me because it was so different than Monopoly or Sorry or Scrabble.
Yes.
I mean, Catan, you build your own path. You make your own way. You put your roads down where you want them. But with Monopoly, you go around a track, you collect $100. It's the same thing over and over. Catan is different every time you play it.
Totally different.
So I fell in love with it. I was in love. And after he saw that I loved it, then that was license for him to just go out and continue to buy and buy and buy.
And buy, yes. You got the disease like all of us.
I got disease.
Yes.
But the crazy thing is that when you had Catan, you could buy expansions. I said, wait a minute, you can't buy an expansion with Monopoly?
No.
And you can't expand on Life for Sorry?
No.
I said, an expansion? I said, you can make the game even better? I'm like, oh my Lord. So it was just mind-blowing. So, yeah.
That's really good. That's really good because actually Catan was the first one for me too into this world. And it is for a lot of people. So now I want to know, since Catan was your first one and you were like, wow, this is different. At what point, or was there a game after Catan where you guys are like, okay, we are in this now? Do you know what I mean? Was there another point?
Well, Mik just started. He just kept buying games.
Yeah.
What happened? We started going to gaming meetups.
Yes.
He found some meetups, and so we go there and try to learn games. So every time we would go to one, they teach us a game. We buy it.
Yes, it was Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride.
And then
Sushi
it was
Go.
Splendor.
Splendor. Then Sushi Go. So every
Sushi
time
Go.
we would
Then
learn,
it was Stone Age.
So every time we would go, we buy another game. Oh, we learn how to play this one. Let's buy one. Oh, we learned this one. Let's buy it. And then it got to the point where we weren't waiting for meetups. Mik said, oh, let's go to this game store. There's a game store over on this side of town. Let's go get it. So we would go there and we would shop and find stuff. And it just became like every week he was bringing on a game to the point I was like, don't bring another game in this house. And mind you, we were probably somewhere around 40 or 50 games at that point. I'm going, got another game. And it just kept growing and growing. And he doesn't listen to me when it comes to games.
Yes, I know.
I try to listen. I try.
Yes, I know, because you guys have probably realized that there's two separate hobbies, right? Playing and buying.
And buying, yes.
That's true.
And the bad thing about it, I'm a completionist. So once I get a game, I want everything that goes with that game.
Every expansion.
Oh,
yes.
That's bad.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yes, it's bad.
It's bad. It's very bad.
So now, okay, so you guys are entrenched in gaming.
Yes.
You're in this world. You know all that kind of stuff. I'll start with you this time. If you had to pick one mechanic, what would you say is your most favorite type of mechanic?
Don't steal mine.
Don't steal yours.
You know what mine is.
I know what yours is.
Don't steal mine.
I know. Well, mine is worker placement.
That's mine.
But I like worker placement.
Oh man, I just told you.
You both can have it.
The game we have here is worker placement. So yeah, worker placement.
Okay. You both like worker placement. That's great.
Yes.
That's my favorite. So let me go to you, Starla, now. What is your favorite worker placement game?
It's got to be Lords of Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love that one.
How about you, Mik?
Stone Age.
Stone Age. Oh.
Stone Age.
Oh, very good. And who beats who playing Lords of Waterdeep?
Well, most times. I mean, he wins sometimes.
That's sometimes. Sometimes. There's sometimes.
How about Stone Age? Same thing, huh?
Same thing.
I like worker placement games.
Yes, he does.
Do.
You too. When your son plays, how does he do in the mix?
Oh my God. Well,
he surprises us a lot.
Because when we first started out, Grant has always been a very advanced kid, so he's advanced in education because he's a year ahead in school, and so he's always very smart. So when we started him playing games, he was probably around 9 or 10.
9 or 10,
and we had him playing games that were 12 and up, 14 and up. And when I taught him how to play games, when we were playing, Monopoly and stuff, I never cut Grant any slack.
Didn't cut him no slack.
If you win, you win. Honestly, if I'm not gonna let you win. And so not letting him win made him a stronger gamer. So when we sat him down to play Catan, he picked it up right away. So usually when we play with Grant can beat us a lot of times. I mean, he makes me happy because he beat Mommy. Yeah. And that's because I taught him how to beat Mommy.
Well, he beat us in Terra Mystica. I mean, he played Terra Mystica one time and just whipped our butt.
It's just when he's on and he's in a good mood, he really wants to play, he'll tear us up. When he's kind of, I don't really want to play this game, but I'll play with you guys anyway, then he'll lose.
You took me off my Switch. I was playing Smash Brothers.
A lot of times
I'm upset.
We have to limit screen time because everything's about a screen, whether it's a computer, a Switch, or his phone. Yeah. So it's like, hey, you've been on the screen for 5 hours today.
Get off.
You gotta take a break.
Yeah, get off. Yeah.
Okay, so you love worker placement. You both love it. That's really good. So now I'd like to see on the other extreme.
Yeah.
What would you say is either a mechanic, a genre, maybe even one particular game that you just know you do not like?
Ooh, Starla, you go first on that one. You got a few.
Well,
Go ahead.
I mean, there are a lot of games in our collection I just don't play. I mean, I don't like Terraforming Mars.
Anything with combat, she does not do.
I don't care about space.
She don't do combat.
Mostly space kind of theme games just don't resonate with me. It's just, I like Star Wars and I like Star Trek, you know, movies, but I don't want to play the game. So that kind of stuff, I let him have his games. You know, we got a ton of things. Gloomhaven, I won't play. Descent, I won't play.
She won't play it.
Let's see, what else up here I won't play. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of them. Dead of Winter, you won't play.
Yeah, so Dead of Winter. There are a lot of stuff I just don't want to play.
Yeah.
And like I told Mik, and we were on another show, we have so many games, not us personally, but there's so many in the hobby that if I don't want to play it, I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah.
Because I can play other stuff that really satisfies me.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to sit at the table and play something that's not going to make me happy.
Yeah.
Because the purpose of this hobby for me is to be happy.
Yes.
And so I find games that make me happy. If it doesn't make me happy, get it off the table. We got hundreds more to look at.
Yeah.
I don't have to play that.
Great attitude.
Why would you play that? I don't like it, and I'm not going to have to explain it to you. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
No sense wasting time. How about you, Mik?
The only thing I really kind of turns me off is the living card games. I only have one living card game in my collection. That's Marvel Champions, because that's a really great game. I love it.
I like Marvel.
She don't want to do that. Yeah, but I have. That's the only living card game I really have, and that's probably the only one I have, because I'm not really a fan of all that. You know, trying to chase after the packs and the cards and stuff. That's that's just money that's gonna just fly away from me. So I try to stay away from that. Oh,
okay. All right. Well, very good. Now that you've gotten into gaming and you know gaming, and I see you got a whole bunch of stuff behind you, have you had a chance to venture out and maybe attend any of the larger conventions or events or anything?
We haven't yet.
Yes.
Because when we were in Houston, we just did the small ones that were local.
Yeah.
So we attended pretty much all of the local cons, you know, from Rice Owl Con to, they had Game Con, we went to Comic Palooza.
Yeah.
You did some cons on the Battleship they had.
Yeah, the Battleship Texas.
They had a all-day con on the Battleship. So we've done a lot of local stuff in Houston, but now that we're in Omaha, we're so much closer.
Yes.
We can just drive, 7 hours, 8 hours. We're driving from Houston. It's 15, 16, whatever hours on the road. No.
And now we're close to St. Louis, where we can go to Geek Way of the West.
Yeah.
We want to try that. We're close to Las Vegas. Now we can we can get to Dice Tower West.
To have you there, yeah.
And, so we definitely can get to a lot of. Indianapolis is not that far, so Gen Con is in our sight. So
since we've been here in Omaha, just the 1 year, we've been to AfroCon.
Yeah.
We've been to
NewCon.
Three. Is it
three
NewCon events?
Yeah, and then also the Great Plains in Lincoln, Nebraska.
So we try to hit them up. If there's somewhere local, we try to hit them up.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay, so you're in gaming and all this kind of stuff. You've attended some cons. You've moved from Houston to Omaha. Now you're in Omaha. What made you decide to say, hey, we want to start doing a video review show of board games? What was the impetus behind that?
Well, we already started Our Family Plays Games in Houston. We started our Facebook page. So the Facebook page was there where we would chronicle the games we would play, and we put pictures out of either us playing or us at a con or just the game board or whatever. And a lot of times, Mik would want to take pictures and either my hair wasn't done or I was like, I don't want to take a picture of me, so I'm not going to do that. So this year, after we got settled in Omaha, I said, you know what, if we really want to reach more people, because one of the problems that we were finding is that when we would go to cons or we'd go to a gaming cafe, gaming store, there just wasn't people that looked like us.
Yeah.
And we just got tired of looking. We've been in this hobby for a long time. We take Grant to a con and there's no kids for him to play with. There's no teenagers. There are a lot of smaller kids, but not a lot of kids his age. I said, well, you know what? We're going to start a channel. We're going to be the change we're looking for. Yes. We're going to be that family of color out there, that family with teenagers who want to play. And so maybe we'll encourage other people to go to cons and stuff like that. And that we were on the road until COVID-19 hit.
Yeah, we were going. We were going
to cons to meet people, and then COVID-19 hit. But that was what we decided to do because we just didn't see people like us and families like us at these cons and events. And we just wanted to have more of that for our family.
I'm here.
but Timm, it's just it's a lot of onesies, but it's not a lot of it's onesies here, one's there, one there. I mean, it's not a lot of us, so we need a lot more out there. Yeah, a lot more.
And we just want to encourage more people to bring their families out and play. You know, the biggest con we went to that had teenagers and families was GameCon in Galveston, Texas. And so Grant got a chance to play. He played board games with us. We were there for the weekend, and then they had a game room for the kids to go, you know, play video games. And so that made him happy that he had a chance to do board games with us, and then he also had a chance to play video games. And it was about 60, you know, girls and boys in the room playing different games, and that was fun.
And we saw other people of color there.
We did. We saw a few more people of color.
Yeah.
So it was great. So that, and they don't have GameCon anymore.
No, it went out.
But we enjoyed it when we went there, and that was one of the things that stuck in the back of our minds that we want more of this.
Yes.
So let me ask you something then. So if one of your goals or one of the purposes was to have a different point of view or to show Black people playing games, people of color, since you've started the, I guess, video channel, right? Because nobody can tell by text, you know, who you are. Since you started the video channel, have you found that you've been able to reach more people of color, more Black people? Have you heard from them?
Oh my God.
Ooh, man.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The comments we get on our videos are just mind blowing.
And it brings tear to your eyes when you see people say, "Oh my God, where have you been?" You know, I've been looking for a channel like this for years, and these are you know, African Americans. I mean, LGBT,
Filipino,
LGBTQ plus. I mean, they said
Hispanic.
You want. Yeah, because they said you want inclusion and diversity, and they said, "Where have you guys been? We love this." You know,
and
it just
people tell us stories that they've had the same kind of experiences we've had. You know, with our Beyond Monopoly series, and it makes us feel good that we're sharing our life experience, and other people can say, "I've had that experience too," and that's why they decided to subscribe to our channel. But we get awesome comments,
great comments,
every time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, it's so great that was your mission. That's what you set out to do. And it's so great that you found that audience and people are coming to you now. And the real appreciation of it is because it's something that is needed in the industry. And I'm so glad to see you two doing such a fantastic job with it too. So it's really good. So now that, you know, you've established, you sort of, I don't want to say accomplished your goal, but I mean, you've started the mission, right? Getting some color,
started the mission.
Where do you hope to take it, or what do you want to see from the future to happen from your show?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we want to do what we've always said, you know, just to see more people of color enjoy the hobby the way we do. A lot of people of color don't know that this hobby exists.
True.
You know, this is still a niche hobby.
Yes.
And so when we were in Houston, we actually helped organize a couple of cons through a church in Houston, one of the largest predominantly Black churches, Windsor Village United Methodist Church. We did 2 of those there. And trying to get people to come out to board games, the whole thing was, I don't want to play games, you know, I don't want to play Monopoly.
That's for kids.
Yeah, it's for kids. And we had to let them know this is not Monopoly. So we kept saying, this is not Monopoly, you know, so we had to work hard to do that. So the first time we did, we only had a few people show up. It was one day. And we were disappointed because not a lot of people came out because they didn't understand it. But the ones that did come out told others. So we did the con again that next year. It was 2 days. And we had a great turnout. People came out, brought their families, and they were like, just like we were with Catan. I didn't know these games existed. I didn't know there was a code name. I didn't know there was a Ticket to Ride. So the problem with people of color in the Black community in general is that we don't know.
We don't know.
You know, because the gaming publishers, they're not marketing these games. Parker Brothers is marketing.
Hasbro's out there. Hasbro's out there.
But you know, these other game companies, they're not marketing. And if it's not on TV or radio, a lot of times we just miss it. And then a lot of times we do find out about it because we see nothing but people who don't look like us. We don't go. We don't participate. So
because, you know, like, you know, Hasbro, I mean, Walmart, I remember one time there was a singing couple, a soul singing couple that had a commercial on Walmart. They come into the house, you know, with all these, you know, they put down, they put down their groceries and they pull out some games. It was Monopoly and it was Life. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, and you're like,
family that was.
I forgot.
The
Family Soul. I think it's the Family Soul. And they came out and they put their bags down. They pulled out those games, and I'm like, oh no.
That's it.
Yeah, but if Walmart and Hasbro can show that, I mean, Ticket to Ride. You know, Days of Wonder, Asmodee should be throwing out some Ticket to Rides out there, saying, oh, look at that Ticket to Ride. You know, oh, look at this. You know,
talk about increasing their market. You know, if other people found out about these games, you know, through a national marketing campaign, They would sell millions.
Yeah, millions. Because I mean, people are trying to find good games to play. And you know, and especially party games. I mean,
party games. But I mean, just like I was saying with my family, every Christmas and holidays we all get together and we would play games. We'd have a sorry game over here going. We'd have Clue going over here. Somebody over here be playing cards. So we would have 20, 30 people.
Somebody playing Uno.
You know, at a house playing games. We love them. We've always loved games.
And you know, and we always like competition because we play spades, we play dominoes. So
you know, you and I are competitive because we've always. I mean, you did football. I was in music, so we're always.
But you know, you know, as a people, as African Americans, we do play games. Where we just got to get, you know, those games to, you know, our communities. And that's why I always stress, you know, I saw all the, you know, during this time, a lot of publishers and designers were giving money to, you know, BLM and NAACP. That's all great and all. But why not give some money to some of these, you know, churches that got programs for kids, or like
and not just kids, for their young adults.
For young adults ministry.
I mean, I used to be president of the young adult ministry at my church. And when I was a young adult, we didn't know about these games.
That's
I wish we had.
And then to community centers, you know, community centers and, you know, teachers that would really like to, you know, stretch the boundaries of their kids in, you know, the inner city. I mean, that's where the money needs to go, and that's where we can catch those kids. And when the kids go home to their parents, like, you know, mom and dad, look at this game here, you know, look at Linda, you know.
Now hold on a second now. Since we're talking about this, and all three of us look alike, why don't we do something about it?
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're trying to do.
That's what we're doing. This is the best way for us to reach a lot of people.
No. But what I'm saying is not, the video thing you're doing is great. I'm not just talking about, but what I'm saying is, instead of saying maybe, hey, the publisher should be doing this, you know, because I live here in Vegas, and, you know, we have whatever you call them, under privileged communities. I can't think.
At risk and things like that.
At risk, you know, and youth and things like that. You know, I should probably take it upon myself to maybe go to these communities, go to places like that, to introduce kids of color to these type of games. But again, it's one of those kind of things where a lot of times all of us have our own lives, our own things going on, and it's tough. It's tough to get out and do things. But if we really want to see change, we really want to see these things happen, it's incumbent upon us to do this, right? So we need to kind of make this happen.
Now there's a organization here in Omaha that we do work with, and it's called House of Afro's Capes and Curls, ran by the amazing Jade Rogers. And it's kind of like a little organization that tries to promote nerds in black folk, black nerds. And
that was the first con we went to.
That was the first con, AfroCon.
And it was beautifully done.
And she wants to show that even though you know there's a lot of nerds out there, a lot of us are black. And don't be afraid to be that. And that's what her organization is. And she really wants to do board games. And she said, hey, you know, Mik, Starla, you know, help me out with this. You know, because she already has help with Marcus Ross, who's a designer here in Omaha, and he's pretty big. And, you know, Marcus helps out, we help out, and we said, whatever you need, Jade, you know, we'll help you. I give her suggestions of games to get and hooked her up with one of the game stores here. So, you know, we're trying to do our part.
We do our part, but again, the publishers have much deeper pockets than we do.
Yes.
Because as you can see, our pockets are here.
What? No. It's a lot of sales. This was a lot of sales.
Our pockets are here.
A lot of sales. A lot of sales, bargains, sales.
The best way for us to reach people is to use our YouTube channel. But again, like we said, in Houston, we did cons at churches. So we are doing what we know how to do to get it out there. So we love doing this.
But I think we need more of us, you know, the three of us, and we need some more, especially people of color, you know, content creators to really get together and really, you know, blow the doors open, you know. So that's what we need.
I want us to help with, you know, the underprivileged and those who are at risk, but this is also a very expensive hobby. And we don't want to miss out on also those young professionals, those young urban professionals, which this would be great for them to be involved with. A lot of them have the money to do this. it's a game hobby.
And they can have some travel games because they travel all over the place. And
yeah, so we just want to touch as many people as we can.
Yes.
Oh no, and I'm with you 100% because I mean, you know, gaming is my life. You know, I have the run the convention. I have Meepleville Board Game Cafe, and I truly believe, like, you know, when I was younger, I used to think that because of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, one of my favorite movies of all time, that they say music was the universal language, right? Because aliens come down and had that da-da-da. But I think it's really gaming, right? Everybody has it within them because, as you said, you two are very competitive. I just think we as humans, as animals, are just naturally competitive, right? We just want to have that competition and, you know, outdo somebody else. And also, it's such a great equalizer because you're at the table, no matter what socioeconomic background you come from, what level of education, whatever, everybody is the exact same at the table. And
that's true.
Nothing else matters. You're all on an equal playing field. And it can be used for so much more things. Like one of my big things where I like to get it in school systems, for instance, is I think it's such a great anti-bullying thing playing games. Because my number one thing is when you play games, you always have to think before you act. And that's the problem with a lot of bullying, right? They don't think. They just act and then afterwards. So there's gaming is such a wonderful hobby. It's so important. And I agree with your mission. And I'd like to do whatever I can to help you, that it does need to get out to more people, especially Black people, people of color who aren't necessarily represented in this industry. So we have to spread it more to everybody.
Yes. Because
they don't know.
That is so true.
Right. So listen, guys, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. You both are wonderful people. You're very lovely. Thank you for taking this time to do the interview. And again, anybody watch, before we go real quick, do me a favor and let the folks know when, where, or, you know, give all the information you can about your channel, your Facebook, all that stuff. So go ahead and give all the information.
But before Starla does that, I want to say, Tim, we've been big fans of yours. We've seen you before you knew us. Because I saw your first video of you introducing your store, Meepleville. And I said, Starla, look, a Black man got a board game store. I had to say it. You know, I was so excited.
And so he was like, next time we go to Vegas,
we come into that store.
Because we got married in Vegas.
Yeah.
We did.
So we have to come back. Yeah, we got married in Vegas.
And we were coming back this year.
Yeah, no, we were gonna go last year, but then we started making plans to
move.
This year.
So I was so excited. I said, I'm gonna go to Meepleville finally. So I'm gonna get there though. I'm gonna get there.
I would love to have you guys there. That'd be fantastic. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. But yeah, go ahead. Tell us about your.
We're on Facebook, Our Family Plays Games. We're on Twitter at @our_plays. We're on Instagram at Our Family Plays Games. We just released a new show tonight, so be sure to catch that, episode 26. And that's it. That's YouTube.
That's us. That's
us. It.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram.
You're on Board Game Breakfast with the Dice
Tower. Yes, we're on the Dice Tower Board Game Breakfast. Yes.
Thank you for reminding us of that.
And then soon we're going to be doing reviews for the Dice Tower too.
Yes, we will be doing our own review show for the Dice Tower.
Yes, so we'll be doing that.
That's soon to come. As soon as we can find the time to do the reviews.
Yes.
But we do. We come on every week on the Board Game Breakfast.
Yes, Monday or Thursday. We're on Monday or Thursday. Yeah.
Very good. Well, there you go, folks. You heard all the information. It's Our Family Plays Games, Facebook, Instagram, Dice Tower Board Game Breakfast, and soon to be a review show on the Dice Tower. But there are plenty of opportunities to go ahead and watch Mik and Starla and see their great shows and their great reviews. So thank you again for joining us, and make sure you go check out Our Family Plays Games. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, let me see.